My son turned 3 months old today, so he is officially out of the newborn stage and is an infant, which feels like a huge milestone. I can't believe it's been 3 months already. And in honor of that, today I figure I do something a little informative and talk about things that helped us keep our sanity while we had a newborn. Obviously, this is just things that helped us personally. Take it with a grain of salt. How you choose to do things with your kid is your choice. I'm not here to judge fudge, but I figured, for other new moms or just moms in general, these might be things that help you along the way. So the first thing we did was get puppy training pads. Now, you're probably wondering, why the heck would you get puppy training pads? Well, this I actually read in a book called The Simplest Baby Book. Um, it is a book that was written by dads that basically help with the developmental stages of infants, kind of give you some advice. And this is one of the things they recommended, which has made a huge world of difference. Basically, if you have anything like a hose situation or a blowout, it keeps your changing tables clean. It is, easy in terms of like you wrap it up, throw it out, Bob's your uncle. And we keep these in our house at all times, and everybody who's seen it thinks it's the smartest thing in the world. Speaking of changing tables, the second thing we do, and this is more if you have a two-story house like we do, we keep a second changing table in our living room. So this is just a travel changing table that we found on Amazon. It was less than $100. You could probably find one for cheaper. But the reason we keep it is so we're not constantly running up and down the stairs to his nursery to change his diaper. And we just have, an extra diaper genie, the changing table itself. And what we like about it also is, we go visit family and friends. We just bring it with us. Um, he has, I don't know if you can hear him, but he has a lot of opinions himself. But especially if a chunky baby, like our baby is 92nd percentile, so he's not the biggest, but he's definitely like a big boy. It just saves us a lot of time and a lot of back pain. Turns out he was hungry, which actually is a great segue into our next helpful hint. The third thing we did is set up a bottle feeding station in our bedroom. So essentially what we did is set up a little corner on the dresser where we have extra bottles that have been sterilized already, a container of formula, and a Brita pitcher. Credit where credit's due, this was entirely my husband's idea because for the first 3 weeks, he was literally going up and down the stairs. We have a formula machine um, downstairs. I can do a whole separate video on that because I love that thing so much. So he realized it would just be easier if we had formula already in our bedroom. So this is literally all it is. We have a dish towel or a bath towel down just to clean up the mess, sterilized bottles, formula, and a Brita pitcher. We clean the Brita pitcher regularly and make sure it has fresh water. But it saves a lot of headache, especially at 3 in the morning where you're half awake and he is pterodactyl screaming. Speaking of hungry, one thing I think a lot of moms forget to do for themselves is eat. So, fourth thing I'm going to mention is protein shakes. Now, I'm not looking to get swole, but I had these a lot when I had gestational diabetes. It was recommended by the nutritionist that I worked with. This is my personal favorite brand. It's not sponsored. But what I like about it is it's 160 calories. It has 30 grams of protein and additional vitamins and minerals. This particular flavor is cafe latte. It has the caffeine equivalent of a cup of coffee. So I can have it. That makes it a really good snack and gives me a little extra boost. But they have a lot of other great flavors. Like I also have like peanut butter cup, birthday cake as some of the ones in my fridge. And I really, really love these. Like I find the flavors that are not fruit to be the best, but they have a whole array of flavors. Oh, the last thing I'm going to mention is actually an app. It's called Family Album. It's a Japanese app. I actually learned about it from my stepbrother and his wife that live in Tokyo. And because they live in Tokyo and the rest of us are in the United States, it's a great way for us to see photos of their kids on a daily basis. And I just think it's the coolest thing ever. So we have it set up where all the grandparents are in it. We have 4 sets of grandparents because both of our parents are divorced and remarried. So this saves us a lot of time from sending photos to every single grandparent, and they can download photos. So if they want to have those photos for themselves, you can also, I think, prevent them from downloading photos if that's your choice. But my husband and I have admin privileges. We can let people add photos if we want. But it just helps a lot to make sure everybody gets a photo. So the app itself is free, but we pay for a subscription that sends us 10 free photos a month. You just pay $3.99 for shipping. It's an annual $50 fee. I think they have one that's like a little more priced. I don't know what the features are of that, but it's really nice to get the physical photos. We have a family album that we load ourselves at home, so it's just nice to have. The only downside is because the app is based in Japan, it just takes a while with international shipping to get the photos, but I think it's a really cool feature. I think you can buy photos individually, but I just like it with the subscription. So those are my 5 tips that got us through the newborn stage. Let me know what you think. Let me know if you want any more tips, and thanks for joining.